Belton requested you guys take a look at this first, right?
They did. They did several months ago. I guess back in January. They asked us to kind of step in, help out with some leadership for the police department, and that's where RJ came in, and he's been over there kind of serving as the interim chief, kind of on loan from the sheriff's office, and he's been helping them get through and get by until they decided what their next step was going to be.
And let's talk to you about that. This is going to still be like a neighborhood police force. It's just headquartered there, but you also, it's out of the sheriff's office. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. So in January when this began, they reached out to the sheriff for help. The city's request was for the sheriff's office to take over law enforcement function for the city, but try to maintain it organic to like a small town police department feel. And I brought that information back with their plan to the sheriff and his team, and we started developing a plan.
And where are we on that plan right now? How close are we to officially launching? And
so I believe County Council voted on it last night, and they approved the City of Belton's request. And so now I believe July 1st we will officially take over all the way, and there's several officers there already that will become essentially sheriff's deputies, but they will still exclusively serve the City of Belton residents.
And the logos, and there'll be logos and things that reflect Belton, not just Anderson County Sheriff. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what will that look like? I mean, where will they be on cars? Just tell me where those will be on.
Well, from what I understand, I think what we're going to do is still be a sheriff patrol vehicle, and usually where it says Anderson County, under the where it says sheriff, it'll say the City of Belton, and so it'll still be recognizable as kind of an exclusive Belton police force, but obviously under the umbrella of the sheriff's office. And for us, it's basically adding like another patrol shift. Is what it's gonna be. So RJ is going to be a lieutenant, and he'll be and that's why I wanted him here today to be sure if anybody from the City of Belton hasn't met RJ yet or know who RJ is, then obviously they will know that he is the point of contact for the leadership of the sheriff's office now that's going to be in Belton, and kind of that liaison for the city to the sheriff's office, and RJ's, he's awesome. He's going to do a great job.
Okay. For people who haven't met you, tell me a little bit about your background and your experience.
Well, I've been in law enforcement since 2009, so over 15 years now. I'm from Belton. My family's from Belton. We're raising 4 children, my wife and I, in Belton. My wife teaches school in Belton, so there's a big heart, in Belton, and I want to be a part of that. And I think the sheriff made a good decision by considering me somebody from that area that's going to take pride in serving the citizens of Belton and taking care of the deputies that do the work down there.
And being from there and having roots there, are you getting a lot of feedback from people there about you being a part of Belton now?
Yes, sir. And there's a lot of people that would know me from that area, and I haven't got any horrible feedback. Most of it's been good. Just being accountable to the citizens. We're open to speaking with them, taking care of their needs, and we want to keep that service to the citizens.
And like I said, I think we mentioned this, but it'll still have sort of the hometown police feel. It's just administratively different. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. So the good thing about this is you have the sheriff's office that we answer to, so you got that accountability to a nationally accredited law enforcement agency. So these guys get to work for a part of that team that's well structured, great leadership that Sheriff McBride's put in place, and along with that comes with training equipment and the compensation. That they get paid better. So with that, they're part of the sheriff's office, but get to serve in the city limits of Belton. as they would as a small town police department. But those guys will be dedicated to that location on their normal shifts.
This model that Steve described is very different than some of the older ones where we just had officers who patrol the areas, right?
Sure. This is different. It's unique. It's going to be something new that we have to get used to, and I think with having RJ there, and he's already had boots on the ground now for almost 7 months, and so he understands the need and the feel. I've never really lived in a city limit, small town limit, so for me it's different. It's something that we'll have to get used to. But we have officers that are from that area that already work in that area within the city limits of Belton, with RJ's experience down there and his connections. So I think it'll be something that we'll be able to transition easily and very easily and smoothly to do. So, and like RJ said, there's with the sheriff's office there, not that Belton never had those resources before, but it's just easy access to extra resources, whether it's crime scene or a detective or something like that. It's just it'll just flow, and so that's we think it's going to work out well, and but we invite people to let us know how they feel about it, and give us a season of how things go, and give us that feedback. Let us know. Let's make sure we're doing it right, because we want to do it right for the city of Belton and for its residents. And so, but again, it's something kind of new and unique to us.
The city of Belton's funding it, correct?
Yes. So apparently, there's already a millage set in place where residents are taxed a certain much for certain. They get certain services throughout the city. One of them's public safety, and so basically those funds are basically being transitioned to the county instead of they're in the city for city police department, and so they're still paying for those services, but it's just now it's going to be funneled to the county instead of them having to maintain their own police department, which is it's really hard right now for a lot of small towns and communities to keep up a police department. They're very expensive, lots of liability, insurance, everything else that you have to maintain and keep up with. So and we love for our small communities and towns to have their own police departments. So certainly we're great with it, because that's just more responsibility we add on if things take place, and we have to. But I think in this situation we have a really good idea of how to do this, and I think we can do it well.
And you feel comfortable with those resources? You'll be able to do everything you want to do there?
Yeah, I believe so. We're going to have some great officers in place. We have some that are ready to move over to Belton when that time happens officially, and which will be July 1st. And we're in a really good spot right now too. We have we're pretty much fully staffed, especially with our Class 1 officers and deputies. And I think right now we actually have a waiting list. So this will open up a few more opportunities, because we'll be able to plug some vacancies right now within the city of Belton, which will create a couple or a few more vacancies here at the sheriff's office, and we'll be able to hire some of those folks that are on the waiting list now too.
Now, when you're talking about resources, I think one of the things people might not think about is everything from body cams to technology to some of the things that really do strain a small town.
It's expensive.
You guys are ready to go with that, right?
Yeah, I mean, that stuff's so expensive, and it's all those contracts are already in place, and being able to have access to the equipment and everything else, and not to mention the training. I'm very proud of our training division. Actually, RJ's been a part of that now for the last several years, and he's been very instrumental in getting our training division to where it is today, and it's very robust and dynamic compared to what it used to be. And so we, actually, I was, I hated to lose him in the training division because he's done so well over there, but we didn't want to, performance punish him, if you will. He's the right man for this job too, and so we're excited about it. But they'll have all that access to of our training facility, and it'll just be like they're a member of the sheriff's office, which they are. So
If you have any questions about the Belton area with the sheriff's office now, if non-emergency number, you can reach us at 864-260-4444. We will have a local number maintained there in Belton from the previous police department for leadership or administrative needs, 864-338-8450.